Welcome to A Course in Miracles, Lesson 45. God is the mind with which I think. Today's idea holds the key to what your real thoughts are. They are nothing that you think, just as nothing that you think you see is related to vision in any way. There is no relationship between what is real and what you think is real. Nothing that you think are your real thoughts resemble your real thoughts in any aspect. I'm going to pause here and say, remember, we live in this kind of funhouse mirror world. And the ego is incapable of seeing things in its true form. It might give it all kinds of distortions, all kinds of misconceptions and preconceptions that do not in any way, shape, or form resemble reality. In fact, they are often reality's opposite, but we're experiencing it. We are misperceiving it as real. Nothing that you think are your real thoughts resemble your real thoughts in any respect. Nothing that you think you see bears any resemblance to what vision will show you. I'm going to pause here again and just say, A Course in Miracles is designed to free you from hell, from the hell that you created. Using your powerful will. To release that and let that go. To leave the frequency of fear and to step into the frequency of love, which indeed is the truth. You think with the mind of God, therefore you share your thoughts with him and he shares his with you. They are the same thoughts because they are thought by the same mind. To share is to make alike or to make one. Nor do the thoughts you think with the mind of God leave your mind, because thoughts do not leave their source. Therefore, your thoughts are in the mind of God as you are. They are in your mind as well, where he is. As you are part of his mind, so are your thoughts part of his mind. Where then are your real thoughts? Today we will attempt to reach them. We will have to look for them in your mind because that is where they are. They must still be there because they cannot have left their source. What is thought by the mind of God is eternal, being part of creation. Our 3 5-minute practice periods for today will take the same general form that we used in applying yesterday's idea. We will attempt to leave the unreal and seek for the real. We will deny the world in favor of truth. We will not let the thoughts of the world hold us back. We will not let the beliefs of the world tell us that what God would have us do is impossible. Instead, we will try to recognize that only what God would have us do is possible. We will also try to understand that only what God would have us do is what we want to do. And we will also try to remember that we cannot fail in doing what he would have us do. There is every reason to feel confident that we will succeed today. It is the will of God. Begin the exercises for today by repeating the idea to yourself, closing your eyes as you do so. Then spend a fairly short period in thinking a few relevant thoughts of your own, keeping the idea in mind. After you have added some 4 or 5 thoughts of your own to the idea, repeat it again and tell yourself gently, my real thoughts are in my mind. I would like to find them. I'm going to pause here and add that you are perfect, whole, and complete. You, the true self, is perfect, whole, and complete, and it never left heaven. You lose nothing by perceptually leaving hell and the false self of ego and coming home to your true self, to strength, to love. Then try to go past all the unreal thoughts that cover the truth in your mind and reach to the eternal. Under all the senseless thoughts and mad ideas with which you have cluttered up your mind are the thoughts that you thought with God in the beginning. They are there in your mind now, completely unchanged. They will always be in your mind exactly as they always were. Everything you have thought since then will change, but the foundation on which it rests is wholly changeless. It is this foundation toward which the exercises for today are directed. Here is your mind joined with the mind of God. Here are your thoughts one with His. For this kind of practice, only one thing is necessary. Approach it as you would an altar dedicated in heaven to God the Father and to God the Son. For such is the place you are trying to reach. You will probably be unable as yet to realize how high you are trying to go. Yet, even with the little understanding you have already gained, you should be able to remind yourself that this is no idle game, but an exercise in holiness and an attempt to reach the kingdom of heaven. In the shorter exercise periods for today, try to remember how important it is to you to understand the holiness of the mind that thinks with God. Take a minute or two as you repeat the idea throughout the day to appreciate your mind's holiness. Stand aside, however briefly, from all thoughts that are unworthy of Him whose host you are, and thank Him for the thoughts He is thinking with you. Thank Him for the thoughts He is thinking with you. I remember the first time going through the course and feeling a little flustered and uncertain why it's God the Father and God the Son. And what Spirit brought to my heart is that God transcends our limited understanding of identity. It would be equally accurate to say God the Mother and God the Daughter. The text uses the traditional terms because they're more familiar to us. But this is not an indictment on the Divine Feminine. However you perceive yourself, the truth is that you are perfect, whole, and complete. And the word God the Father encompasses the God, the Father, and the Mother as one. And the words God the Son encompasses God the Son and God the Daughter as one. For some of you, that may be completely irrelevant, and for others, it might be triggering because of past experiences of being looked down upon or being seen as anything other than the treasure that you are. I love you. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow for a very beautiful lesson. A lesson I'm so excited to participate in with you. Lesson 46. Mwah.